Hey everyone. So today I'm going to share with you an introduction to fingerpicking. So if you used to usually playing just with the pick, today we'll be using just the fingers. Okay? So we're going to do two basic things. One way of picking just with your thumb, index, and second finger. Okay? And I suggest practicing this one first until you get comfortable with it. And then we'll do a second one where you're using all 5 fingers. Right? So, or all 4 fingers and the thumb. I suggest practicing all of these with the chords I already put on here, right? So I have a video for major chords, open position major chords, minor 7, diminished, all these different chords. And it's really useful to know these all. So even if you do it with also practicing your bar chords, which I also have videos on here for, it's good to practice, you can practice both at the same time, so doing 2 things at once, right? That way you could practice your finger picking, but also at the same time strengthening your hand for bar chords, which definitely takes some time to practice. Also learning your chords, memorizing your chords. So we're going to use C chord just to show you. And the C chord, it's in the lessons, the previous lessons, but I'll show you anyway. It's an open bass string, E string, but we're not going to play that. We're going to keep that muted, just touching the thumb to the top. And then we're going to use the thumb on the 5th string, rest your index finger on the 4th string, and your middle finger on the 3rd string. So 5th, 4th, and 3rd. We'll just worry about these 3 fingers first. The C chord is going to be 3rd finger, the ring finger, on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. The 3rd string is open, and the 2nd string is the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. The bottom string is also open. And you're going to pick down with your thumb and up with the other 2 fingers. So. And you can just try that first. So what you'll notice first is that your fingers hit other strings or it doesn't sound clearly, and just keep adjusting this stuff until it's very clear and clean and crisp. Okay? So you want to get that as clean as possible so your hand remembers it that way. Okay? So if you remember it the wrong way, you make your body remember it the wrong way, it'll keep doing it that way. So first pattern is just with the 3 fingers. It's going to be 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 4th string. 5, 4, 3, 4. Thumb, index, middle, index. 5, 4, 3, 4. Thumb, index, middle, index, like this. And see if you can let all of the strings ring. Right? So in other words, when you go to pick the lower strings, try not to touch the higher strings, the thicker strings. Try to touch just the thinner string. So you can practice that very slowly first, and you can go through all your chords, A minor, and keep practicing that, switching chords, and there's so much to practice here, right? So put the time in, you'll definitely get better and improve. And then quicker would be that. And you can keep doing this, speeding up, play with different tempos, different sounds. But what I suggest is just go through all the chords you know. 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4. And that's all, just like that. Put some time into it. And the second one, when you get comfortable with that, then we'll use all of the fingers. So you're going to have your first 3 fingers right where I told you before on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd, right? So the thumb, index, and middle finger respectively. Then the ring finger is going to be on the 2nd string and the pinky on the 1st. Okay? So it can really take time to get the pinky to work that way because we're not used to using it, especially if you're picking. Right? So have your fingers all on these strings, just resting on these strings so you have their place, right? Get the memory there, used to it. And we'll use the C chord again just to show you. We're going to go thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, then ring, middle, index, thumb. So going all the way up one at a time, all the way down. So it's going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just like that. So I'll show you slowly. And again, try to let them all ring. See if you can not touch the other strings. Of course, it might be take a little time at first. It's a lot of things in guitar to get clean and nice sounding are a little tedious. So put the time in though, and you'll definitely get it. And then you can play that a little faster, gradually picking up the pace. And then gradually doing that. And then play with all the chords, right? A minor. And switch. Okay. So that's the introduction. I suggest you practice those two types of playing, those two types of finger picking first for a while until you get them clean. Once you get comfortable with them, and don't be afraid to experiment. Play with the different chords, play with the finger patterns, and feel free to change it up, you know? Do whatever feels right for you, what comes natural. Allow it to come through you, right? The inspiration, the creativity. You often come up with some of your best stuff when you're just starting out or just learning something because you're not limited by all these ideas of how things should be. Right? So allow it to come and experiment, record stuff if you have good stuff, come up with stuff. I often go back and listen to old tapes I made when I was first in high school playing and things, and some pretty good creative ideas because I wasn't limited in a box. You know, I had no ideas of what was correct or incorrect, right or wrong. So let go of that. You know, there is no right or wrong. There is no correct or incorrect. Be creative, be spontaneous, right? Let it come. Okay? And everything I say is a suggestion, just remember that, you know, do what feels right. And also, if you're interested in learning more of these patterns, I'm gonna make on my Patreon channel, I'm gonna have a advanced finger picking or intermediate finger picking, where we'll have, one video will be just on single strings, so picking single notes, like we were doing, but in different patterns, varied patterns. And I'll make another intermediate finger picking video where it will be doubles. So it would be stuff like where you're picking 2 strings at once, using 2 of your fingers at once. So, okay. So different things like that, and I think I have a video with 5 of those on there. So if you want to check that out, I do have those below in the description, okay? So as always, guys, enjoy, happy practicing. Make sure you do something fun. The tedious stuff is necessary, but make sure you do something you enjoy, something you love doing while you're practicing and playing, okay? And thank you again, as always, for supporting my channel, my music. And until next time, take care.